But hey, you guys remember Last of Us Season 2, the wild success that was. We were all pretty pleased with that. The viewing figures definitely reflected it. Well, it turns out Bella Ramsey's got some words for us all.
The next Spider-Man.
This is important. Yeah, next Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's right.
The next Spider-Man.
Next Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my bad. I don't want to assume nothing.
There was various people involved with the show were actually talking about this, and given their thoughts on the reception for season 2, what does it say here? Craig Mazin, who was obviously the showrunner, says Neil Druckmann certainly did a thing. Everyone lost their shit, and then I had to do that exact same thing with the show because he did that thing. I love doing this thing. I thought it was great. And he's talking about Joel's death in the episode 3. No, sorry, episode 2. Not a popular one.
I think it sounds like they already made the mistake of thinking it's like, oh, a controversial decision that went down as an iconic moment in storytelling. It's like, no.
Wasn't controversial.
Not quite
People
that
just
way.
hated it. Yeah, the big complaint I've gotten is, why did you kill Pedro Pascal? I mean, Pedro Pascal, not so much, but yeah, Joel. And I keep explaining, we didn't kill him. He's a man. He's alive. He's fine. And he's literally in everything else. That is definitely true. So I don't know what the problem is. It's probably because you killed his character, but never mind. Anyway, it says here, talking about the fan backlash to season 2, Bella Ramsey said, I tried to steer clear as much as I could, to be honest, because there's nothing I can do about it anyway. The show is out. There's nothing that can be changed or altered. So I'm like, there's not really any point in reading or looking at anything. People are entitled to their opinions, but it doesn't affect the show. It doesn't affect how the show continues or anything in any way. It probably should. They're very separate things.
It does, for sure.
Yeah, because it's rated by 55% in the ratings. So
I mean, there's a reason Neil Druckmann is not doing season 3, and it's definitely that. She said, no, I just don't engage. But she finishes by saying, I would say you don't have to watch it. If you hate it that much, then the game exists. Well, that's part of the problem. You can just play the game again. You won't have to watch it, but if you do want to watch it, then I hope you enjoy it. Which is a nice way to end on a positive note, at least.
Tell me that you don't know your product without telling me that you don't know your product. I don't think
they've all but admitted it. They do that all the time now. They're like, I don't want to get anywhere near the source. I wouldn't want it to, color my interpretation or whatever. And just like, that's what everyone does. So, best of luck.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a whole bunch of things to try and unpack from that. It's like, I think, oh fuck, this Bruce just sent me something here.
I think that's like one of the better pictures of her as well. I'm trying to see if there's anything else.
Let me see if I can bring it up here. I know we're going to be totally jumping back here, but it's probably worth it just for this.
Jesus.
Where is it? What? Yeah, so the character that we were talking about there, with the interesting features. There we go.
And that's when she's allowing something to like protrude out. When her mouth is actually closed, it's like her lips are out here coming over him.
It looks so wrong.
Oh god. So that's what we were dealing with. I feel sorry for that poor fucking actress, like having to, because she's probably really pretty in real life, and it's like, yep, you get ready for hair and makeup, and that's what you're given.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's crazy.
But yeah, I think when it comes to the reaction to Last of Us, like, one, the source material people fucking hated anyway. 2, they hated the show's interpretation of it as well, for a bunch of reasons. Arguably the show made it even worse, I think. Not just the death of Joel, but like the characterization of Ellie, the portrayal of Ellie, her relationship with Dina, the way the show of season 2 was structured. It was just even more retarded. The characters were even less likable.
Yeah. It's amazing to have this much warning in a whole ass industry, all those years, all this information, and you just do the exact same thing again, but worse. The hell is wrong with you? Like, what? How did that happen?
Yeah.
Well, also, I remember the conversations. Everyone was like, no, they'll probably drag Pedro Pascal out as long as possible because they want to kill him because they know it'll get backlash. And then when it happened, there were people that didn't know about the games who had the exact same reaction, and you saw it spread over Twitter. It's like, what on earth have you done in this series? The exact same backlash that the game had, which I don't know if anyone remembers the playthroughs of that, but people were just watching streamers to see their faces when he died into a golf club.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like so many people just walked away from the game at that point. They were like, nope, not playing any further. That's it. I'm done.
I just really want it said. It's really not him dying in isolation. Like, you could do that, and you could have done it in a way that would have been remembered forever in gaming as like an amazing sacrifice or something. It's just a really gross and bitter way to kill him. It just gave the sense that the people who made the game hated the character.
Yeah,
and you make the player play the person that killed him, so they like this character. Now you got to play the murderer. I remember the PewDiePie playthrough, and he's just complaining about being her the entire time he's playing her.
So this is the thing, as far as I can make out, because I'm kind of a normie on this. So the woman that killed Joel, who's the likable character, then becomes the central character in season 3 of this TV show. So you're rooting for someone who did something that killed a character that's generally quite beloved, and then you're supposed to follow her journey as some kind of arc to being redeemed, or at least understandable. Is that the gist?
It's meant to recontextualize her behavior, because in the game you don't really know anything about her when she kills Joel. She's just like this fucking murderer who shows up, brutally kills him, and then leaves. You then go on a revenge trip thinking like, yep, can't wait to kill her, and like, I'm going to kill all the people that were involved in this. Eventually you get to like a big confrontation with her, and then the narrative flips back to like the previous events that led up to it. You get to see it from her point of view, and it recontextualizes everything that led up to it, basically saying that she was justified in it, that she had a real valid reason for wanting to kill Joel, and she's actually a really good person. Like, and that's meant to make you side with her, and play into the game's themes about the ultimate evil being revenge and the relentless pursuit of justice and all that stuff.
I can see how that would be great if you're detached from it and you're watching a film or a series. But if you're a video game player and you don't know all the stuff which is coming up, and so you're playing a game where you're playing a character you don't like, who did something shitty, but you haven't learned that backstory yet.
There's a lot of compilations of people just intentionally killing her, like throwing her off buildings and stuff.
Because she doesn't even die at the end, so you don't get the villain dying at the end. You don't get the catharsis of that. But I think it's Druckmann's idea is that Joel made the wrong decision at the end of the first game. He thinks he should have sacrificed Ellie to save the world. Dude, and if you disagree with that, everything else doesn't make sense from that point on.
The game tries so hard to assassinate his character, because the first game presents a really nuanced, interesting take on that like very complex moral dilemma. Whereas the sequel just says, no, he was fucking wrong. He was a horrible person, and he deserves to be punished for it.
There was
it's like Joker too. They think you took the wrong idea from the first movie, so now we are going to hammer it home.
We have to punish
directly comparable for sure. Yeah. But like there was a big fight for a while, even after The Last of Us 1 came out, of just people disagreeing on whether or not the Fireflies were going to save the world. Like, that's how they refer to the whatever they were going to try and make from Ellie and stuff. And then it's like, mostly it's settled, I think, into everyone realizing it's just like there was a lot of reasons why what Joel did was definitely the right decision, and whether or not they could save the world, doubt it. Basically, like almost 0% chance that was going to happen, especially with what kind of organization they were. But then they, even with this season coming out, it was like, no, actually, Neil Druckmann confirms that they could have, and it's like, I don't give a fuck what he says. Like, is the case? It's like, fuck you.
Neil Druckmann is like James Gunn. He lies a lot and says a lot of useless bullshit.
Coping nonsense. Like, that's not the game you made, so shut up.
There's a good point here as well. Like, taking aside the game aspect of it, like Ellie in The Last of Us 2, like the actual TV show, is super fucking unlikable. Abby is a more likable person, and this is the crux of the problem, right? Because I can at least say in the game, Ellie is a lot more likable in Last of Us 2. Like,
than Abby.
Partly because of amazing performance by her voice actress, like the motion capture and everything is excellent, and you at least empathize with her to a considerable extent, right? She is a likable character, and that all comes from the first game. But the Ellie that you get in the TV show, how can I put this? She's a fucking cunt, and she's horrible. And everyone hates her, and there's just nothing redeeming about her in the TV show. She's smug, she's arrogant, She's super aggressive with everyone that she has to deal with. She doesn't take anything seriously. She gets over Joel's death so easily. Like,
Wow.
It is Pedro Pascal.
I mean, yeah, I'd be all right with that. But like, you want her to see, like, you want her to feel like she's on a revenge trip, and she's going to sacrifice everything to get Abby. She's fucking desperate to kill this woman because she hates her that much. In the TV show, though, she's just laughing and joking, and just like, it's like treated like a big adventure, and it's so tonally wrong for what they're going for.
The even worse package, because I quite grew to hate Ellie in the game as well, but the show, they made it even worse. It's just like, how the fuck? Because I always felt like they assassinated her too, Joel and Ellie. They didn't leave anyone behind.
And yeah, like obviously Bella Ramsey's performance is not great as Ellie either, so that's like another black mark against the TV show. So all of those things combined together, it just made a thing that nobody wanted to watch. Everyone was just disengaged from it and just ended up hating it.
Well, like that last commenter said, there is a nihilism there, because it's not just the idea of good guys and bad guys as concepts breaking down into this kind of moral relativism, which they're trying to think of as profound or grown up or with multi-layers, but which is actually quite ironically, superficially nihilistic. But also with the character of Ellie, there's just an emotional shallowness as well. And so it's uncomfortable to watch. I don't know who's appreciating that.
No, it's hard to get invested in. And, you know, the show then becomes like this really trite, like, teen romance between Ellie and Dina as well. Like, they waste a lot of time on that, which is not a huge factor in the game, because there's much more important things to be dealt with. But like, they're so enamored with this idea of like the lesbian couple who are just, gosh, they're just so in love. They're just two flawless people in a flawed world,
Dude,
that have somehow found each other, and it's so god awful. Like that episode in season 1 with Nick Offernan's character, I can't remember what he was called in the show, but like, that was like how you do a romance like that, and make it meaningful, make it impactful, and then move on from it. This is just crap.
I just wanted to, do you remember in the game that part's excruciating too? The little open world part where you just walk around with Dina and they talk about things that are completely inane and crap for ages.
I mean, I blasted through that as quickly as
I was going to say,
so.
you can go through that a bit faster depending on what you choose to do, but it's crazy because it's just like, oh my god, they adapted the feeling of shitness. Like, why?
This is the one-to-one adaptation I wanted.
We faithfully recreated the shittiness of the game on the TV.
Yeah, that was a studio note which came down from the C-suite. We need more shittiness. But there's one strange note I saw here about Abby. Some critics felt the character had been unfairly maligned, and that criticisms of her muscular physique was a result of the lack of body diversity in video games. Don't most female characters look like her now?
They're getting to that point. They're usually fat rather than muscular, but
I see, yeah.
I think some people might have forgotten it. It was fucking hilarious seeing some of the photos of Abby circulated before the game came out, after the game came out. It was, sometimes you get these people who like take the most generous shot of her where she might be able to somewhat look normal, but there's so many where she looked like the Hulk, and it was just like, what the fuck is this?
It was definitely a man, and I think they only said it wasn't because everyone was going, well, it's clearly a man. And
well,
so
I think the TV show was the ultimate fucking condemnation of that idea, because like for years Neil Druckmann was like, no, like, women can have big muscles as well. What are you on about, you bigots? And then when it came to casting an actress for the role, they're like, we can't find any women.
Yeah, so anyway.
The only woman that
we've got the usual fucking 110 pound like stick thin girl to play the character, of course.
But it's
like,
fine. She can still
be on steroids.
She can still take down that 6'4" wrestler guy. She can still take him down.
Yeah, if you're gonna get a woman that size, she's gonna be like on the juice, like, and her voice is gonna be really deep, more than yours.
100%, 100%. Yeah, and
in
what
the
we're
apocalypse,
saying, like,
the problem would be food, like just consuming that much food in the apocalypse.
Well, like creatine's going to be in short supply, I would imagine. Like HGH is probably going to be hard to come by.
No, she had burritos. That's what they said. She was eating loads of burritos.
Yeah. No, but as Muller said, like, particularly I think with the first game trailer is the bit where she's like strung up by the Seraphites and like they get close to killing her and stuff. And like the model they used there was a little bit slimmer and like looked a bit more realistic. But then it's almost like they went all out for the Abby character model in the game, and just made her even bigger.
Well,
and there is.
I couldn't get over the fact that it was like, oh no, here comes like a runner, and you just fucking punch it to death. I was like, what the fuck is this? It's like, well, it's different gameplay than Ellie, isn't it? It's a bit of a shake up. It's a different strat. I'm just like, oh my god.
Yeah, but to make the point that you were talking about, Kreese, like they don't just do that with Abby in the TV show. They have Ellie wrestling like 200-pound, 6'4" guys. Like the first time you see her in season 2, she's having a fight with a guy like that, and she beats him easily. Bella Ramsey is about 3 feet tall. I mean, she makes Warwick Davis look like a fucking giant. And she's
I want the
she's
Warwick
winning
Davis
fights like
John Wick movie.
Yeah.
And she's winning fights like that. Yeah, okay, sure.
I'm sorry. Like even the most top-notch female MMA fighter cannot take on the amateur MMA fighter. Like no, I can't believe it. My mind can't turn off. No.
Listen, if like height and mass mattered, we'd probably have weight classes, but we don't. So
Yeah.
that's true.
Anyone can just fight anyone else. It's great.